Hello and welcome to the Test and Analysis Milestone screencast for our DevOps pipeline project. This first section simply demonstrates that all of our Jenkins configuration and provisioning is done with pre-written Ansible and Node.js scripts. For more detail, please see the report and the scripts in the repository. In this section, we'll demonstrate the test generation task for the checkbox project. The checkbox playbook first sets up our Jenkins server to run the checkbox app. It also runs a new endpoint at port 8888 that we use with the Istanbul middleware tool. Lastly, it triggers a build, which for checkbox we've defined to be running the generator.js file to produce a test.js file, then running those tests against the checkbox routes. When the build finishes, we can see that the Istanbul middleware tool has collected coverage data from the request that we've made with the test.js tests. For more detail, all of the relevant files as well as screenshots of these coverage images is included in the repo. In this section, we'll briefly demonstrate the Jacoco coverage plugin for Jenkins that we'll be using with iTrust. So we just need to trigger a successful build. And when the build succeeds, we can see a chart output on the Jenkins page. In this section, we'll be demonstrating the iTrust fuzzing and test prioritization tasks. The fuzzer playbook that we're currently running simply sets up the fuzzing tool, and then it begins running it 100 times. There are two parts to the fuzzer tool. There's fuzzertool.js, which runs fuzzer.js 100 times, reverting any changes made by fuzzer.js each time it's run. So we start on a fresh instance of the iTrust repo. Fuzzer.js is responsible for the actual fuzzing operations. For more details on how this tool works, please see the report. Here we can see the 100 builds that have been created from the 100 commits that we've made. And here we can see an example of the 10 randomly selected files that were fuzzed in this most recent build. And during this whole process, we've been archiving the surefire reports from each build, and we have a third tool, the test analysis tool, that generates this test analysis directory in our home directory. It contains two JSON objects, one that contains information about the test failures we've experienced, and formatting it a little bit better, you can see it's sorted by time of execution. And similarly, we have a collection for the successful tests. And the execution times are an average across all 100 builds. And an example of these JSON objects will also be included in the repo.